Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be going over some brand new Funko news, and there's quite a bit to cover here. Now, I'm recording this Funko news on July 16th, but it's going to be releasing on July 17th, and that's because it's much later in the evening now, and I wouldn't feel that it would be worth releasing the video now, because not as many people may see it, but I wanted to be able to record this all and cover all of the news, because there's quite a bit. I previously recorded a Funko news on July 15th, and there's already enough news to make a whole new video out of, so I wanted to make sure to do that. But without further ado, let's get straight into the news. Alright, so first up here we have a brand new DC Funko Pop series, and this is going to be the Batman Artist series, and there were 4 Pops that were revealed in this line and 1 that is rumored to be coming, so we're going to go over each of these. And the first one that we have is the Funko Pop Heroes DC Batman Blue and Yellow Artist Series 1. Now, all of these are going to be Target exclusives. They're going to be retailing for $17.99, and this one here in particular will be releasing on October 4th of 2020, and you can pre-order this one and all of them on Target's website. And this one has an interesting design for sure. I'm not going to focus too much on it because there's so much news to go over, but this one's probably my least favorite of the bunch. I'm just not a huge fan of the color scheme there. It's a little bit too bright for me to really consider it still like a Batman sort of color scheme, but I still do like how unique it is. And then the next one that we have is the Funko Pop Heroes Batman Orange. This one is going to also be, of course, a Target exclusive, but this one will be releasing on November 1st, 2020, and this one is pretty cool because even though it is brighter colors, it's actually for the Batman 66 series, and I think that's a really cool idea because you have all of these sound effects showing on the actual pop there, how they used to do them visually, and I think that's a really cool effect that they were able to put on this pop, so I definitely really like that aspect of it. And then the next one that we have is the Batman Dark Blue with case. Now, this one is said to be coming with an actual case, similar to how they did some of the Star Wars Artist Series Pops, where they put those in a hard stack case. So it seems like the first 2 that I mentioned may not be coming with cases, but then it seems like the next 2 might be coming with them. So I'm not sure how that's going to wind up going. If all of them will just come in cases, is what I would assume would be the case. But for this one here, I said case, little pun there, but this one will be releasing November 1st, 2020 as well, along with the Batman 66 one. And then the next one and final confirmed one that we have is the Batman Black and Yellow one. This one will be included with a case as well and will be releasing on October 4th, 2020. And I think this one is by far my favorite. I really love the colors here. It just absolutely represents Batman here with that black and yellow color scheme. I like all of the printing going on this one. One of the words, or one of the phrases, basically says a force of good and Dark Knight, and I think that that's just really cool. It definitely just screams Batman, and I really do like that. And then the final one that we have, this is only a potential one. We just have a photo here, and I will be crediting everyone who I get the Instagram or the posts from, wherever I've gotten them, Twitter, Instagram, in the description below, so you do know. I don't want to have to mention it with every post for who I'm getting it from, but I'll leave everyone links down below. So if you want to follow Funko News and be totally up to date, then be sure to go follow these people. But the one that we have here is the Batman Artist Series, and this one doesn't have a name, and honestly I can't even really make out what it's actually trying to be, but it definitely has an interesting color scheme that is quite different from these other ones, so I can neither confirm or deny that this one is real. I'm not too sure. It hasn't really been confirmed, but once they do, I'm sure I'll update you guys in a future Funko News video, and let me know your thoughts on that pop, and let me know your thoughts on all of the Funko Batman Artist Series Pops. And now let's move on to the next piece of news. Alright, so the next piece of news that we have here is actually for Wave 2 of the Funko Alien Remix Pops, and this is really interesting that we're already having a second wave announced, considering I haven't even seen the first wave of Pops in stores, and I do have a separate video completely going over Wave 1 of these Pops, and I still might do a separate video on this second wave, but I wanted to cover them quickly previously, of course, in the Funko news, just so that I know that I'm covering everything. But this wave is going to include an alien as Sully. There will be a regular 4-inch version and then a 10-inch version. Then we're going to get an alien dressed up as Randall. Then we're going to get Mater, Wally, Elastigirl. Then we're going to get Roz and then Eve. So we're getting a good selection of characters, 2 of them from Monsters Inc. Then we're getting 1 from Cars, 2 from Wally, or actually, sorry, I'm mistaken, 3 from Monsters Inc. actually, with Roz included, and then 1 from The Incredibles. So I think that's a pretty good lineup there. I do like the outfits. Now, they are going all out with this line, so if you do plan on collecting them, it's going to be quite a big line to collect, because I'm sure they'll expand it even further, but this is a good second wave here, and I would definitely say there's some really cute costumes here. Now we've got one of the biggest pieces of news here for this Funko News video, and it is for a brand new line for Pop Disney, and these are going to be the Walt Disney Archives Preserving the Magic set. So these are going to be various versions of Mickey throughout the years, basically, and there are some very cool ones here. The first one that we have to go over is Beanstalk Mickey, and I think this one looks really fantastic. I love how it's a bit of a theme between these as we go through them, that they're all holding like a pencil, and they're basically drawing each other, kind of continuing that evolution of Mickey Mouse, and I think that's a really cool idea. I'm fairly sure that there's an Amazon exclusive version of this that will be releasing where it's all 5 of them, all included in one pack, and I think that's definitely really interesting as well, to kind of see them all put together, and I think that's really cool. But I do like how we're getting separate releases for them as well, because for collectors, kind of like me, I like to have my Pops in their singular boxes with their own artwork, so it's nice that they're giving us that option. And then the next one that we have is just Classic Mickey, and this one looks amazing as well. Of course, Funko has an amazing sculpt for Mickey Mouse, and I think it really shows here. The colors as well look really good, and a very nice, simplistic, just classic Mickey look. Then the next one that we have, very similar to the classic Mickey, is Mickey Mouse, and this one is basically just that classic Mickey in a different pose without the pencil, kind of the one meant to be like the main sort of one, because it's not holding any sort of drawing, the most sort of up-to-date version of Mickey Mouse, and I think that one looks really amazing. Then we're going to be getting the plain crazy Mickey, and I would say this is probably the most unique looking one. I think it looks so cool in that black and white aesthetic, and I like how it's holding the pencil as well. It's just overall a really cool and unique design. And then the final one that we have is the Sorcerer Mickey, and this one is really cool. I'm a big fan of the design of Sorcerer Mickey. Even though I haven't seen Fantasia, I think that it's still a really cool design, and I just love seeing a wizard-themed Mickey, and I think that overall this is a really cool idea here, and I'm super excited for when these release. The next piece of news that we have here is for the Funko McDonald's ad icon pops, and these seem to have been found at the Funko HQ, and it's 2 of the characters. The first one is Ronald McDonald, who they did an absolutely fantastic job designing. I think it really captures the design really well and just has a very colorful color scheme, and I do like that quite a bit. Then the next one that we have is Grimace, and I think that Grimace looks super cool as well. A very fun looking design for sure. And then we actually got a shot at the back of the box as well, which reveals all of the pops here, and we have the 2 that we've already seen. Then we're going to be getting Hamburglar, Mayor McCheese, Officer Mac, and then the Fry Guys, which will be a 2-pack of 2 smaller characters. So I think that this is a really great line here that we're getting for the McDonald's ad icon set. I think that there are some really cool and creative designs, and for people with a lot of like nostalgia for McDonald's and kind of those classic characters that they would use, I think they're going to really love this lineup, because there are some really fun designs here. Now, I don't have any release date for these, but it does seem like they're out in the wild at the Funko HQ, so it probably means that they'll be coming out soon in stores, so I would keep your eye out for those. Okay, so in relation to the McDonald's ad icons pops that we've had revealed, there is actually a leaked list that has been going around, and it is showing that they're going to be coming out with some like chicken nugget themed characters. So when I name these, I'm not going to name their full name because it does contain nugget in all of them, so it gets a bit repetitive, but we're going to be getting a cowboy, a rock star, tennis, fireman, and scuba, and they're all going to be nugget themed. So this is definitely really interesting. that they're planning on extending out this McDonald's ad icon theme, and it's definitely going to make it quite challenging for like completionists to collect all of these, but I'm sure it will pay off really well because I'm pretty sure these are going to have some really unique designs. Alright, so another ad icon that is rumored to be releasing is actually a baby peanut, and if you don't know who this character is, or this mascot more so, it is a sort of invigoration for the character Mr. Peanut, and now he's actually a baby. If you didn't see the commercial for the Super Bowl, the character wound up taking basically a leap of faith and wound up falling, but then turning into baby peanut in a follow-up commercial, so I think that's really interesting that they plan on turning this into a Funko Pop, and it could possibly mean that we could also be getting a Mr. Peanut Funko Pop as well, because it would make sense to have both of them to kind of go together, of this new form of the mascot and then the older form of them. So I think that would make quite a bit of sense, but definitely an interesting choice for an ad icon. Next up here, we've got a brand new reveal for a Pop in a Box exclusive, and this one is from Funko Marvel Comics, and this one is going to be Ironheart. Now this one is going to have a 1 in 6 glow chase, and this one will be releasing in November of 2020, and this is a really cool pop. I teased this one in my previous news video where we didn't have any images of it yet, but now it's been officially revealed here, and we do have the like concept art for it, and then we have the actual glam shot for the pop. Now the glam shot is in a bit of a lower quality than the concept art, but it still looks fantastic. I think they did such a great job with the molding of this pop here and making it look like it's in a very dynamic pose, flying there with the repulsors on the feet there coming out, blasting out some heat, and I think that that's just a really cool detail there. I like the glow chase as well. It seems like it's a pretty substantial glow on the armor like faceplate and then on the actual flames at the bottom of the feet, so I think that's definitely a really cool and worthy chase there, and definitely one that I'm sure Marvel collectors will want to go after. Another piece of news that we have here is from Marvel Eat the Universe, and it is going to be a Funko Pop of Spider-Man with pizza. This one will be a box lunch exclusive, and it will be releasing on July 20th, apparently is the street date for it, so it should be officially revealed pretty soon with an actual image of the pop. But this is very interesting because I'm wondering if it's going to be Spider-Man in his full costume, like just holding some pizza, or if it'll be something a bit more dynamic. Of course, we know the history of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man with pizza, so I'm wondering if anything will be related to that. I'm sure it won't be because we don't really have any pops from the Spider-Man Raimi universe, but that would be definitely a cool thing to see down the line. But I'm not super familiar with this Eat the Universe concept, so let me know if you have any more information on that down below, and let me know if you're excited for the pop. Next up here, we've got some Funko Sour Patch Kids Pops, and these ones are the strawberry and grape flavors. Now, I previously went over these in the last news video, but now we have an official reveal for them, so I wanted to make sure I let you all know, and they are available now on the Sour Patch Kids website. At least they were. I'm fairly sure they're sold out now, but they may come back in stock, so if you want to pick these up, I would just keep an eye on the website, and then I'm sure eventually they'll restock, and you'll be able to purchase them. Alright, so now we have a piece of news that I kind of went over in the previous news video, so I'll skim over this quickly, but we do have some updated photos here, and it is for the Disney Hocus Pocus line, and it's for the Billy Butcherson pop, and then the 3 new Pez that will be coming for the line, and these are all going to be Spirit Halloween exclusives, so definitely keep an eye out for these if you want to complete your Hocus Pocus line. The next piece of news that we have is for an upcoming Funko PlayStation Pop, and this one is from the game Ghost of Tsushima, and this character is Jin Sake. Now, we did previously, in the last Funko news video, go over this pop, but it was the bloody splattered version that was a GameStop/EB Games exclusive, and this one here will just be a common pop, and it is cool that we are getting a common version here if you don't have access to that exclusive, but still, I would have to say that the exclusive version is the superior one in my opinion. The final piece of news here that we have relates to San Diego Comic-Con, and this one is going to be for 2 exclusives, and those are Iron Bob and Recyclops, and these 2 are going to be available at the Fan Expo store, and they will be releasing July 23rd at 12 a.m. PT, so keep in mind that just for anyone who wants to pick these up, they will be available on the Fan Expo store as an option of where to purchase these, and they are 2 pretty cool pops, not 2 that that I'm particularly going after, but if you're interested in these, then be sure to keep your eye out on that website. The next piece of news that we have here is actually for the Around the World Pops, and there was an update to the back of the box where we see that Carmen will actually be replacing Paco, and this is a pretty big change here, that there's a complete change in the actual Pop, and I think that's really surprising. Honestly, I couldn't really say why they made this change, but let me know your theories down below. And this was found on the back of Toshi's box, so it is on the most up-to-date Around the World Pop, but let me know your thoughts down below, and let's move on to the next piece of news. Then the next piece of news that we have here isn't directly related to actual Funko Pops, but it is for the Funko Pop pins, and these are going to be the Pixar Random Blind Box pins. These are by Loungefly, and they are going to be available in August of 2020 on Entertainment Earth's website, and they are from various Pixar films here, and we have Up, WALL-E, Inside Out, Ratatouille, Monsters, Inc., and then we have Toy Story as well, and these all look fantastic. They did such a great job with the designs. I would like to specifically mention the Monsters Inc. Pop because you can actually see that part of Sully's hand is actually covering some of Mike Wazowski's face, and that's a bit of a running joke in the Monsters Inc. sort of marketing, is that Mike Wazowski is always covered up by something. So if that was done on purpose, then kudos to Funko and Loungefly there, because that is a really cool design there. And just overall, all of these look fantastic, so for any pin collectors, you'll probably want to try to get your hands on some of these. Then the next piece of news that we have here is for the 13-day spooky advent calendar. Now, Funko normally does a Christmas advent calendar, but now they're going into a Halloween-themed one, which is a really cool idea, and we already knew about this earlier on in the year, but now we finally know the contents of it, because someone has gotten a hold of a physical copy of it. So if you do not want to see the contents of this, then just skip ahead into the video into the next piece of news. But for now, we're going to go over the contents in 3, 2, 1, and here are the contents here. So there are quite a few cool figures included in this. We are getting 2 versions of Pennywise here, which is a little unfortunate because they are like very similar. There aren't too many differences between them, and overall I think that the selection here is pretty good. It is varied quite a bit, but I still think that some of the things in it may be a little bit disappointing to bigger horror fans. Now, I never planned on picking this up, so it's not too disappointing for me, but definitely for fans of this, be sure to let me know your thoughts on what was revealed. Alright, so that concludes my Funko News video for July 17th of 2020. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you found some of this information helpful. Let me know what pops that I discussed you plan on picking up, and let me know if you enjoyed the video by hitting that like button, and also subscribe to the channel to keep up with Funko News, and also Lego News as well. I do cover that also. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.